Hello, Arkansas Baptist. Thanks for joining us on a new episode of the Church Help Desk. My name is Nick Burt, and I'm on the communications team here at the Arkansas Baptist State Convention. Today, I'm joined with Marissa Pilcher, also on our communications team, and she specializes in social media. As churches are making the shift to an online virtual gathering, primarily on Facebook and using Facebook Live, there's become a lot of confusion on what terms mean, how to understand how many people are virtually attending a worship service, and just how to gather who's coming to church on Sunday. There's a lot of new information out there. And so I've asked Marissa to join us today to first of all show us what that information is, how to access it, and what some of the terms mean. So Marissa, why don't you start by showing us how to get into what we would call the Creator Studio?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. The Creator Studio, like Nick said, has been one of the most helpful tools that Facebook has created in the past few weeks and months. It's basically just a place where it houses however many pages you manage. It houses all of that content, all the information for your metrics, for your, the numbers, for who's watching your videos, who's engaging with your posts, and that kind of thing. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. And you're just going to type in business.facebook.com/creator studio. Super simple. It'll pop right up with all of your information, your pages information and that kind of thing. And this is just super helpful for me managing a few different pages. If you just manage one, it's still super helpful, but it, like I said, houses all of your content. And that's where we're going to head actually is our content library. And I'm just going to show you guys one of our live videos that we've done in the past. During annual meeting week, we live broadcast our Tuesday night service. That is typically our most watched and our most popular service, not only attended, but on our social media. So you're just going to go to your post type, and outside of this, me showing you all this, you can access, photos, videos, that kind of thing. But we're going to go to this video here. And there's going to be 3 little dots right next to your video. You'll click that and find this view post insights. And that's just going to be where all of your information is. How many people it reached and who viewed it, how long they viewed it, that kind of thing. So starting off, it doesn't show, but one of the big numbers I can show you guys real quick, actually, that will pop up right off the top is people reached. Now that can be confusing because it might, you might think that is how many people saw your video, read your post or whatever, but people reached is basically, when we scroll through social media, we don't necessarily read every post that pops up on our timeline. So this is just going to be the amount of people that your post did show up on their timeline. It doesn't necessarily mean that they engaged with it or not. But that I think has been super helpful for me just to know, that's not 766 people is not the amount of people that have read this post. But this post has popped up on 766 people's timelines before. But here on Creator Studio, this is our live video, like I was saying. All of this data right here is going to be all of the information that, has happened from the moment you posted it to the moment till 20 seconds ago. And so it's just super helpful if you're wanting to look at more of the whole length of the post. But what we're going to do is look at how it did while it was live. When you were recording it, you're going to press this toggle button right here, and it'll say live performance. And all of this information will be what happened while it was live. So a few things we're just going to touch on real quick is peak live viewers. And this graph is super helpful because it'll show you the whole timeline of your video. And how many people were watching at what points. For us in this video, there was a maximum number of 26 people who watched it at once for 3 seconds. And so, that doesn't mean that only 26 people watched it, but that was 26 people was our maximum number of people who watched it, at once together. And Facebook will, I think another helpful tool is Facebook will try and define most of its terms for you. So peak live viewers show the highest number of concurrent viewers who viewed your live broadcast for at least 3 seconds. So always, if you ever confuse looking at, your information, this little I circle is super helpful. Next is our 1 minute video views and our 3 second video views. And that basically means that, 759 people viewed our video for at least 3 seconds. And 137 people viewed our video for at least a whole minute. And the 1 minute video view might be more of a telling sign of how many people watched versus your 3 second video views, just because the 3 second video view could be, somebody scrolling and they actually do stop on your content, but they probably keep scrolling, or, it's not that they're honing in on your video.
So while you've got that information, you've got 3 different kind of pieces of data to look at and to make decisions from. You've got that reach number, which is going to be the biggest number. That's going to show the people that have just scrolled across that piece of content on their timeline. You've got the 3 second video view, which is kind of that's the big number. That's also going to be the view count that Facebook displays on the front of the video, just so that you would see it shows X amount of views. And then you have that 1 minute video view. So if we were looking to draw a conclusion on how many people watched a large amount of that content, we would say it would be somewhere between the amount of peak live viewers and then also that 1 minute video view. So somewhere in between the mid 20s to a couple to 120 or so. It would be in that range of how many people actually joined that video and watched a good amount of it. And so that's good information for churches to know. And then you add that the additional component, the live component of the peak concurrent viewers. And so is there any other information related to that that's important for churches to know if they're trying to find a good count of how many people are joining in on a Sunday morning for their church service?
Yeah, I think, like you were saying, the range of peak live viewers to 1 minute views is going to be probably your most helpful. Always keep an eye on Facebook will show you up in one of the corners how many people are watching, and it typically doesn't stray far from one of like the top number, I guess. So, if you're in the middle of the service and you look and it's 20 people are watching, it might range from like 10 less or 10 above that as far as, that number. So, yeah, I think the peak live viewers in that 1 minute video are going to be super helpful.
Yeah, what are some other terms that people might run into in Facebook Insights that could confuse them? Maybe engagements, reactions, those sorts of things. What do those terms mean when you're looking at Facebook Insights?
Yeah. So engagement, that more blanket general term, is going to be, your comments, your likes. Reactions, meaning it might not just be a like, it will be, we have the love option, we have the heart option now, or the, angry option. It's just collectively, showing what all of that is, because people will share your post, but Facebook's great because they will collect all of that data from the shared posts and everything into, how that post was engaged.
Very good. Well, is there a way that people can find out more information about what some of those terms mean? How would they, if they're going to look online for how to understand this more, what are some places that they can turn for that?
Yeah. Honestly, Facebook is super helpful. You can Google any question, a word. If you want to Google people reached or peak live viewers Facebook, Facebook does an awesome job at defining those for you. They have tons of articles that will define those things for you. And I can guarantee that there has not been a person on Google that doesn't have the same question. I'm sure multiple hundreds of people have the same question. So you're not alone. It can feel complicated and confusing, but we're hoping to at least wet your feet a little bit. And from there, Google, Facebook, they have great articles that can really help you.
Yeah, perfect. Well, and that's important to remember as you're searching Google or anything like that. Use those same terms that Facebook uses. That's going to be a really important keyword to clue in on what exactly you're looking for. And then as you're searching for more resources on that, that'll be helpful. Well, Marissa, thanks for joining us today and sharing some of those insights. If you have more questions about this, feel free to reach out to our team here at the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and we'll see how we can help you. And churches, we're praying for you as you shift to a new model of how to do church online in this season of COVID-19. We're praying that you will be able to reach out past the walls that are around, and that you will be able to even reach new people virtually. This is an incredible tool that we have access to, and so we want to encourage you to use it and learn what some of it means. So know that we're praying for you in this time, and then that's it for this episode of the Church Help Desk.